what are we jamming on now? Jay, what are you jamming on now?
Definitely playing some Split Fiction. We finished it, and there were definitely tears. So all I have to say is go play it. I've said a lot about it in the past. It's a great game. Go play it. Other than that, man, a whole lot of College Football 25. 3 different freaking dynasties. I won the Natty in my dynasty with my former COD, Zombies Cruel, and that was cool. Yeah, it went down to the wire. Freaking acrobatics by me. Like, very, very fulfilling, very exciting to do that. Actually, yeah, I was doing very well in my very tough dynasty with the guys who just, are freaking nuts and maniacs about this game. I was ranked number 8 in the country. Best I've ever been ranked. Then I just shit the bed with the computer pulled one of their freaking 24 or 21 point fourth quarter comebacks to upset me. So I'm very pissed off about that. But like people in the Discord were just like, oh yeah, it's happening.
It's got to be extra shitty. It's got to be extra shitty to lose to the computer in a game like a multi-person thing like that. It's got to be tough.
Yeah, and people were just like, oh yeah, it's happened to me before. And I was just like raging like, fuck. But at the same time, even though I'm doing so well in that league, people are kind of just like not caring about this final season because 26 comes out in like a week. So people are just mainly just talking about that and like all the upgrades and things that we're going to be able to do. So definitely nerding out and getting ready for College Football 26.
Did you already pre-order that?
I did not. I was looking at the pre-order the other day, and the only thing that it gets you, like I'm not that chomping at the bit where I need to play it like the 3 days early. But you do get Coach Dynasty points, and that is a very useful commodity. That's a hot commodity, sir. Like being able to get your coach, being able to recruit those 5 stars. Like that might be worth it. That might be worth the extra like $20 or whatever. We'll see.
Nothing better than fake economies being created by video games. That's it's amazing.
Hey, any recruiting advantage you can get on the recruiting trail, you got to do it, Josh. It is clear to me that you've never been a college football player, not college football coach. Otherwise, you would know these things. This is very important stuff. You gotta be cutthroat.
That's so true. I have never been either of any of those things. That's so true.
Yeah, man. Other than that, I've been playing just a lot of random Bloons Tower Defense with the boys when we have time, and then actually turned on this game that I had bought a couple weeks ago and totally forgot about. Retromania Wrestling. It's kind of like this. It's almost like a throwback.
Like pro wrestling on the NES?
Well, it's funny that these things happen where like I always find some modern version of that, like the game we're playing around that time. But I was like, oh, let me just try to play this. And obviously much better control wise, clearly, as we will talk about, But it's I can't really figure it out because they have real characters like the Road Warriors from back in the day from WWF. But then they have people that, okay, I'm sure some of these people are new, fair enough. But then there's people that they throw in there like the Blue World Order. And I don't know if that was ever a real thing because all I ever remember was the New World Order. You know what I mean? Like everybody knew that back in the day. So like, is this blue thing? Was this a real thing that happened? And people thought it was quirky because there's only like a couple of characters that I recognize. So I don't know. It's weird, but there's like a story that they're taking you through. It's fun. It's kind of quirky, but I just wanted a wrestling game. But I didn't want like the full serious like let me spend $80 for like the newest 2K WWE or yeah. With people I definitely don't know. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great, but not bad. I think I got it for like super cheap because Xbox is having a sale right now. So it's worth it.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's
I
pretty much.
I have not played a new wrestling game. Woo, buddy. It's been a long time.
Yeah,
I would say probably like one of those fucking definitely 64. I mean, I think that would be the last time I played a new wrestling game would have been on Nintendo 64.
Wow. Yeah, I've had like 2K Battlegrounds since I know the 2K series.
I've heard the new one. Yeah, I hear like the new ones are good. So I mean,
yeah. And I think that one's quirky, kind of like your 2K Battlegrounds basketball is, similar to like an NBA Jam kind of thing. And so like the wrestling version, I was always like on the verge of getting, But then I saw this and I was like, oh, it's kind of retro style. Let me check it out. And I think the retro thing about it is just it's more pixelated. So I think there will be some other ones out there that are better that I might have to check out. But why pay for games? I'll just check out what's on Game Pass. We'll see if Game Pass has a nice hot one on there.
Word.
That's it, man.
That's it?
It's been a lot of work.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, same. Zero gaming. Literally fucking zero gaming besides pro wrestling. I bought, actually just this morning, I was listening to the Nostalgia Podcast, the second best retro gaming podcast on the internet, if you're not familiar with it. And those guys are smart, and I like their opinions, and they were talking about Portal and Portal 2,
okay,
which I have known to be like masterpieces for a long time, that a lot of, I think, smart, savvy game people I have heard talk about over the years. I don't know anything about them other than they are like cerebral-ish kind of puzzle-y games that I'm based on the pictures I've looked at and just the name, I suppose. It's like using portals to solve puzzles, like creating portals and going through them. And yeah, I've heard that for a long time, and I've known it's a fucking like one of the best games ever. Some people say, and I've never played them. So I heard them bring it up, and I was like, I wonder if there's a VR thing. So sure enough, I looked it up.
Naturally.
Yes, there is. There's a full total. I mean, the game Portal 2 is the one I bought, assuming it would be, because even that's from 2011. So I'm presuming that it's a little more modern and cleaner, and certainly more VR capable of an experience. So I bought that when it was on Steam for $1.99. So, clearly no brainer there. And bought that, and then that gives me something to look forward to when I get the fuck out of New York here and back to Paradise on the West Coast. So I'm looking forward to that. And I also saw yesterday, it's not a game I guess it kind of is a game I'm going to be playing, maybe, or I thought I would be. But I saw yesterday that the Fuckface Corporation that bought Unknown Worlds, which is Subnautica's developer, ousted the 3 founders of Unknown Worlds and replaced them with some fuckface CEO from some other fuckface video game company. And it's got to be the worst news I've heard since Dukakis lost to Bush Sr. I mean, firing the 3 founders, like the people that created the original Subnautica and Below Zero, which is not as good, but at least, a comparable video game to the first, right before the beta is going to be released of 2, is just like, I can't think of a worse sign about the game remaining true to the first one, and this co-op bullshit not being something that makes me think about a fucking shitty arena shooter or something. Like, it just is the fucking worst news I have heard in so long, and I will be on suicide watch indefinitely, Jay. Good luck with the podcast and the rest of your endeavors. The idea that Subnautica 2 is gonna suck is, I can't think of anything that's more depressing, honestly. Literally anything. So that is just a fucking massive bummer. And I just don't know how. I actually watched like a 20-minute analysis video last night of like just some dickhead. I guess I've seen other videos from him. It's not like someone I've never seen before, some YouTuber, just like talking about his interpretation of like granular aspects of the press release, like they kept, like multiple times in the press release, they mentioned that like the verbiage they're using mentions the timing of the game, which he was interpreting to be, and I would agree, a suggestion that perhaps the previous team, the founders of Unknown Worlds, didn't think the beta release was ready to be released, and they were creating a stink about dropping the game early. And this fuckface corporation that bought them wants to push it out because money. You know what I mean? Even though it's not ready, which is all that sounds like right in line with everything you would expect. So that seems like a really, really reasonable speculation. And I don't know how it could be anything good. There's just no way it can be good for the game to lose the people that made the first game what it was.
Yeah.
That can't be a positive. There's just no way. So,
man.
yeah, I haven't seen anything. Like, I'd be curious. I don't know. They're probably under an NDA or something. They probably can't fucking say anything about it. But I can't wait to hear their story whenever it can be told about that, because, yeah, it just can't be good. So, that is super depressing news amidst my no gaming and all worky, no funny schedule for the last few weeks. I have managed to do a little bit of X-Men questing. I'm up to 217 on X-Men, which is like mid 87 maybe. And it's gotten very Wolverine and Storm centric, which I like body call that actually. The Storm thing still kind of sucks though because she doesn't have her powers, and it's like, I don't know. It makes like they're being more introspective with it. Like, yeah, it's so fucking weird to me. X-Men in this phase, and the idea that it's just right before not right before. I mean, it was probably I don't know, might have been like, it would have been like around the cartoon probably where I really got into it, like 92, 93 maybe, but maybe even 94, I don't know, something like that. Like the back half of the early 90s is when I would speculate I really started to get into X-Men. So this is still, a half decade before that, clearly. That's a ways in comic book time or real time. But it's just so weird, man. Like, they are just... I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, Storm, like half the team. First of all, the only people there that are like stalwarts that you're seeing in in this whole stretch for a couple of years now, really, are like Wolverine and Storm. It's all like Dazzler and Longshot and fucking Kitty Pryde and even like, Nightcrawler and Colossus were there for a lot of that, but even they right now are. Something they got fucked up, like Kitty Pryde got fucked up. They all got like super fucked up in that Morlocks thing.
Oh,
so
Morlocks.
They're like in some like stasis fucking thing or something, and they're just not present in the storylines. They're recovering somewhere supposedly or something. And same with Kitty Pryde. She's like half. She has that ethereal, whatever. Ability, and she's like stuck in the ethereal iteration of it, so she can't become tangible again. And she's making out a Longshot as a ghost, and like that's the only time it's just weird, man. It's weird, and there's so little presence of X-Men team members that I have like any relationship with, emotional relationship to or with, and it's just so weird. The last couple have gotten into Storm and Wolverine are up in, I think it might be in Canadian Wilderness. I'm not entirely sure, but they're dealing with these three like hunter dickheads that I must have been like a one-off storyline. I've never heard their names or seen them otherwise. It's like the Red Crimson or something like that. Crimson Commander and Stonewall, and then some dude who can run really fast. He's basically Flash, and I've never seen them. I've never heard those names before, and their storyline sucks. But Wolverine was like hunting them, and that was kind of cool. Like it was like this actually the very last issue I read was like him alone, shirt off in the fucking wilderness, like, and just a whole lot of like internal monologue of his like silently hunting and trying to find Storm, because I guess he had, or I guess a few issues back there was like this story thing happening where one of the Morlocks like fucked with his head, and he like wasn't trusting his senses, or one of the Morlocks fucked with his head and he attacked Storm basically, and
snap.
Coming out of that psychologically he was all fucked up because he's like, in his mind, the only thing that he can trust in the universe is his senses, and to have that compromised and not even have that control, like, send him in a fucking tailspin. That's why he's off alone right now, because he's, like, doesn't think he can be around anyone. And that was kind of interesting. But, yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, it just seems kind of like, like I've been saying for a while about it, it just seems kind of aimless, and, like, they don't seem to be, it's just all these little one-off things, they're not, they might be a couple issues. It's not, I don't mean one-off isn't an issue, just like a one-off story that I don't feel like has any connective tissue to anything I know about before or after. X-Men, you know? It's fucking weird. It's like they're in this limbo of like just fucking, and like I feel like they're even talking about being in a limbo. Like I feel like it's like meta. Like they're like it's intentionally aimless. Like the Storm and Wolverine, the end of this issue, are like talking about like what are the X-Men going to become? We don't know what the X-Men are going to become. What are we now? We don't. And like they're like literally saying out loud what I'm thinking about the fucking comic, and it's trippy. It's just really trippy.
Maybe the writer's definitely putting that into the writing, like
right,
like
exactly.
the corporate is telling us to do this.
Either,
so I don't
man.
even know. They're stopping me writing what I want to write. So what are we doing? You know.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. So so that, and then I started reading X Factor too. So I'm pretty, because that's so, I don't know, wrapped up in what X-Men was at one point, being the original 5. And I've already told you the Angel stuff had started for the last episode. And that's gotten a little further. They removed his wings surgically. And they were saying gangrene was the thing. And so he was like about to die. So it was like, he like got power of attorney or some shit. And he didn't elect to have it done. So he was like, not conscious, and when he woke up, they were gone, and he fucking flips out, and he, like, just goes to the airport and takes his airplane, which is, like, the richest guy ever thing that you could possibly do, and just, like, takes the fucking airplane, and he's like, I don't even know what his plan was, he's just, like, flying one last time, supposedly, and, like, I don't know, I think while that I think that's, whatever happened, like, the plane blew up, they saw the plane blow up, my assumption / maybe even I think has been kind of shown to me now, is that must be how Apocalypse gets a hold of him. And I think it's right before, like, he's the final horseman, and I think now they're gonna launch whatever the fuck his plan is, you know, maybe in the next issue of X Factor. So, like, yeah, I'm, like, jumping back. I'm trying to keep, like, the timeline, you know, I, like, read an issue or two of X Factor, then jump over to X-Men, and then back and forth. So I'm, like, keeping, like, actual newsstand date in line with both issues, or both books. Because I'm assuming there's some overlap, or will be. It doesn't necessarily feel like there is at the exact moment, but yeah, that's where that's at. So, kind of cool. I mean, it's probably like reading the next X Factor is like the most excited probably I've been for any one of these books.
Okay.
To date, and all this like X-Men archival fucking work here I've been doing on this X-Men quest. I think it's the most excited I've been. So the most anticipatory I've been for a storyline to launch.
Wait, who's the main team in X Factor right now? Is Havoc as a part of it?
Oh no, it's still the original 5. And they're not even 5? Like that's okay. Yeah, they're like also I didn't say that. It's like 7. That's like 17 or 18 I'm on. Okay. As far as the issue number goes. So
because there's multiple times in X-Men's history where X Factor becomes like the original 5. Like it happens like another time later, so it's fascinating.
Does it happen later too? Okay, interesting. Yeah. That's not terribly. Everything old is new. But yeah, because issue 16 is the one where Angel has the ghost, like the circle with a line through it over top of him on the cover, like one of the more probably iconic X Factor covers, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was 16. So I'm just, I would say it's maybe 18 that I'm on now, or maybe 19. But yeah, super exciting, and that's why you can't see it. But the image behind me for this segment, since there's no games to play or talk about, is Angel, Jesused up onto the wall with the things between the javelins in his wings, which is also very iconic. Kill him now. Yeah. Wild. Wild. Okay, well, let's talk about this pro wrestling endeavor.